It's another glorious day. We back at it again. We move forward. We stay relentless each and every single day. We exude positive energy, thoughts, actions, beliefs, and every single day we continue to keep focusing on that vision so we can provide massive value and impact to the world, live in our highest being, and reach our fullest God-given potential. Guys, I'm telling you, you gotta push for it each and every single day. You've ever been in the gym and you've had your nicks and bruises, but you just kept pushing forward and kept pushing through? Or you ever went through something in your life that you felt it could have been the end, but you just continued to push through it, and then after you got over that circumstance or situation, you just felt so much better that you got through that? That's what life is about each and every single day. It's pushing forward. You got to get through those nicks and bruises. I was in the gym today. Today is leg day, and my knee started buckling a little bit because I think I tweaked it a certain way, but I didn't let that stop me because I understand that I have control of my thoughts. One of the most important things that I've come to learn in my life, and I truly believe that it'll be important for everybody to adapt and embody, is simply getting control of your mind and aligning your mind with your body. Just understand that, when you align your mind with your body, your conscious with your subconscious, and you align that up to your goals, there's nothing in this world that can't stop you. That's why it's so important each and every single day to meditate. And meditation is simply overcoming thyself. Once again, there's ever been an obstacle or circumstance that you felt it might have been, you didn't really have much hope or faith, but you just continue to keep moving through. That's your thoughts, that's your mind, that's your conscious. And once you start doing that with your mind each and every single day, telling your body to sit down, I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't care if it's 1 minute, as long as you start, right? Because it's the same thing with lifting weights. You lift one weight. If you couldn't lift one weight today, right, but you lift one weight the next day, and then the next day you lift two, then the next day you lift three, you start stacking those wins. And that's what it's about, guys, each and every single day, stacking those wins. But in order to stack those wins, you must move forward. You must move through pain, through agony, through stress, through everything. You must move forward and continue to keep moving forward. But it makes it easier to move forward because moving forward is your thought. It's your mental willpower, right? But it makes it easier when you have faith, when you believe you can move forward. Once you start believing you can move forward, it makes it so much easier. Because instead of acting, in spite of fear, you understand it, but you just don't give it any energy and an attention. Understand where your focus goes, energy flows. So if you give attention to your faith and your belief and you moving forward with your thoughts and your mind, you can achieve everything in this world. Now understand, once again, there's a hypnotic rhythm, right? Which is your habits. Your mind or your conscious may want bigger and better, but if your habits or your body, which your body is your habits, are not aligned with your subconscious, you will never go. It's like having essentially two minds in two different places. Once you tell yourself and you start overcoming thyself, that's why it's so important to abstain from overindulging in sex. That's why it's so important to abstain from your desire of eating food, overeating, right? That's why it's so important to not necessarily to abstain, but just know what to do, right? Know the amount of sex to have, when to have it, right? Know the amount of food to eat and when to eat it, right? And then the last one, which is let me actually step back so I can kind of explain to you guys, because what I've understood in this life, if you really, I used to want to be a motivational speaker and preacher, etc., but when I come down to it, that's not what it's about. Every day, in order to get people to understand ideas, right, and adapt positive ideas, not negative, because that's manipulation, right? To understand ideas and help people, you have to ask them questions. You have to allow people to come up with ideas for themselves. You have to allow people to see perspectives for themselves and how things work out. It's not enough just to tell somebody boom, 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 boom each and every single day, forcing it down their throat, because they won't understand it. They won't. People can only understand to the perspective of the knowledge that they have. So the best salesman, they ask questions and understand there's nothing wrong with being a salesman. Every single day we sell ourselves. whether we sell ourselves in a positive light or a negative light. When you sell yourself in a positive light, you're helping people. When you sell yourself in a negative light, that's manipulation. Plain and simple. So when you're talking to people or you're trying to get a point across to people, you have to ask them questions to guide them. You have to guide them. You don't stop them, because what you persist will always resist. So you guide people and you allow them to essentially figure out things for themselves so they can be better human beings. That's what it's about each and every single day, and that's what I've come to learn. It's not always about, shoving information down people's throat, because I know for a fact, when I was, when I was in ignorance, I would shove it down people's throat because they couldn't understand what I perceived. But you got to also understand that truth is very subjective. People only understand, once again, truth based off the perspective and the knowledge that they've perceived. Me and you, we could go through the same exact situation and have two different perspectives. So you just have to ask people questions in their lives, right? So here's what I'll say about that. Understand that there are 3 main habits that you must overcome yourself. You must master yourself before you can have a definiteness of purpose in everything that you do in life. And those 3 things that you must master are food, sex, and the desire to express loosely organized opinions. Has there ever been a time where, in your life where you've had a relationship with somebody, or you may have a girlfriend or boyfriend, because it goes for males and females, right? And that person just kind of had you by the grips because you've both had sex before and you just felt like you couldn't get away from that person even though they weren't good for you? Yes, that's because sex is one of the most potent forces in the world. It is strong enough to transmute energy and thoughts into your daily activities, into your work. Sex is really only supposed to be used for the simple fact of creating life. When you overindulge in sex, and I'm going to make another video on this, it truly drains your energy to transmute. It drains you of your potent energy, one of the most strongest. Like I say, your energy is the most valuable resource that you have, right? Time is your most valuable asset that you have, but also the most cheapest. But once you're overindulging in sex, you're draining your life force out of your body in your life that you could be putting into your work and helping other people. And once you do that over and over and over, it becomes a habit and you become a slave to that. If you've ever been there, then you will understand that's what that truly is. It's grabbing you and controlling you because now you're a slave to it. But once you break that, you're able to free yourself from that chain and able to think for yourself. The same thing with food. If you're overindulging in food, it doesn't even matter if it's the healthy foods or the unhealthy foods. If you're overindulging in food, it will always have a chain on you. It will always have a grips on you. You'll always be a slave. It's like you ever been out and you start smelling aromas of food and you just your mind feels compelled to go and get something. You just feel like you can't control yourself and you keep eating, knowing it's killing your body. Your body is only supposed to eat the nutrients that it needs, and everything else is supposed to get rid of it. You're supposed to clean your inner body sewer system. Because if you don't, it's also going to drain your health. And I'm going to make more videos on these things. But once again, you must master yourself by overcoming the desire of your food, which is their natural desires, don't get me wrong, but you can master them. Once again, it's always only ever a mindset, right? Master the desire for food, the desire for sex, and the desire to express loosely organized opinions. And what that simply is just, speaking on subjects where you don't have facts. There's a lot of people out there that speak on subjects and they also give their word, or their opinions when it's not asked for. You could be one of the greatest speakers in the world, right? A great orator, right? A magnetic orator. And understand now that one of the best personality traits that you can have is simply the ability to express your conviction, your feelings, your desires through your words and your tonality and your body language. But none of that matters if whoever you're talking to is not hearing you, because you can't get through. So that's why you must understand you have to master these things in your life. Have you ever talked to somebody and you felt like you had the best story or something that could change their life, but they truly weren't listening or perceiving it? Well, they just weren't, they truly weren't listening to you. In your mind, you might have thought they were, but they weren't. They weren't trying to hear you. People cannot hear you or understand you or the emotion you're trying to convey if they're not within that motion. If you're in an emotion of love and they're in an emotion of anger, you cannot get to that person. If they're in an emotion of love and you're in an emotion of anger, you cannot get to that person because they're not going to hear you, not going to resonate with you. They're not on the same level of you. Once again, there's vibrations and energy that this world, fluctuates at, and there's people at different levels that you have to understand. Birds of a feather flock together. Well, it's because those people have the same mindset. Athletes hang around with athletes for the most part. Musicians hang around musicians for the most part. Scientists around scientists. Chefs around chefs. Artists around artists. All across the board. So you must master yourself. When you can master yourself, and once again I'll say it, it's mastering desire of food, the desire of sex, and the desire to express loosely organized opinions. Once you can master yourself, right? Then you can apply definiteness of purpose in everything that you do in life. And once you can do that in life, you can go everywhere. Everything else, because there are 7 principles in order to achieve success in this life. And I'll go into another video with that, right? But once you can master yourself, meditation, tell yourself to sit down and get your mind and your body aligned, man, I'm telling you, you can do anything you put your mind to, plain and simple. Napoleon Hill said it best. Whatever the mind can conceive and the mind can believe, it can simply achieve. I'm telling you, you got to get your mind and your body aligned so that you can focus on your vision and put everything that you have into it. And I promise you it will manifest. Once again, I'm going to continue to keep explaining and teaching these principles each and every single day, because I myself am not only learning them, but I'm embodying them and applying them to my life, and I'm seeing the results each and every single day. Every day I'm creating the person, envisioning the person first, creating that person, and working towards that person that I want to become each and every single day, so that I can achieve, I got choked up a little bit, so I could achieve the lifestyle that I want to live, so I can live a life full of abundance, fulfillment, and purpose. And I know that if I can achieve that for myself, guess what I can do with that? I can give that to the world. Because what we all possess in here is truly only what we can give. And what we give, we'll receive each and every single day. And I want to give love, positivity, joy, peace, inspiration to the world each and every single day. My why is to simply provide massive value and impact to the world, to live in my highest being and reach my fullest God-given potential each and every single day. And that's what I'm going to do to the end. And I know this will benefit so many people. And I know in my heart, in my mind, that if I can inspire one person to go and inspire the next person, man, we can create something beautiful in this world. We must learn to love each other, teach each other, take care of each other, shine for each other, man. There's a vibration. There's a vibration in this world that we must vibe at. You ever heard somebody say, dude, I like your vibes, dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. But look, I love y'all each and every single day. Stay relentless, move forward, overcome yourself. Overcome the desire of food. Overcome the desire of sex. Overcome the desire to express loosely organized opinions each and every single day. Master yourself. Practice meditation. Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I promise you, if you can do that, you can achieve great things in this world. Because there's no limitations. Only the limitation that you place upon yourself. I love you guys each and every single day. I'm going to be here. This is a Lion Spirit lifestyle. Every day we're just trying to be better than what we were yesterday. And that's all we can ask for. Getting better spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and personally. Intangibly, intangibly, internally, and externally. Guys, this is a lifestyle. I love you. Until the next video. You guys take care of yourself.